Now let's talk about our Christmas survival guide. So over Christmas there's a lot going on and we want to help you survive that nutritionally, that is, as best as possible. Here's a few tips for you. Number one, calories are king. Yes, I know the quality of calories matters, the breakdown your macronutrient, timing, all that sort of stuff, very, very important stuff. But when it comes to pure aesthetics, the thing where you get the most bang for your buck are the total calories you take in. So over Christmas, if you do have one of those times where you indulge, try to keep your overall calories within your calorie target. So for me, that's about 3,000. So in those days, I'll try to stay below that 3,000 mark. Will the quality affect? Of course again, but that will help me a lot. Next up, protein is next in line for the throne. And what I mean by that is, if I get enough protein during the day, so a good simple recommendation is 1 gram per pound of body weight. Well, if I get enough protein in the day, that's going to help me retain as much lean muscle mass as possible. Now for easy maths here, the higher lean muscle mass, the faster metabolism. The faster metabolism, the more fat you burn when you're resting. So if I can get enough protein every day, that not only is going to help me burn as much fat as possible, but it's also going to fill me up. Protein fills you up. So if you know you're going to be eating like that, you need to make sure you get your protein. Speaking of that, never go out hungry. A big mistake a lot of us can make is, oh, I've got a big night tonight, so I'm not going to eat much today. That's not a good thing, because if you go out hungry, when you eat, you're going to go crazy. So on those days, follow that last tip and think about that protein is king rule. Our protein is next in line for the throne rule. So therefore, fill yourself up throughout that day in protein-rich meals, so that when you go out, one, you haven't skipped meals and you aren't going out hungry, but two, because you've been eating lots of protein, you're less likely to overindulge. And then when you do go out, start with the protein. You know, if there's things like chicken wings, yes, are they as good as a lean cut of another protein? No, of course not, but it's still protein coming into you. It's going to help fill you up more. Great way to stay on top of things during those nights out and stop you from going too crazy. Speaking of nights out, stay hydrated. Now we're always talking about staying hydrated during the day and trying to make sure you get enough water into your diet. Well, this is particularly true when you decide to go out drinking. Yes, I know we should all try to avoid alcohol, but I'm Irish, it's not happening, okay, particularly over Christmas. So guys, when you go out, try to keep drinking a glass of water. One thing that I've tried to do is, when I go to the bar, I'll get a small glass of water with every drink I get. I'm not going to tell you how many glasses of water that can end up me drinking at night, but it's more than I'd like to admit. That can help you stave off that hangover in the morning. Now, hangover is basically dehydration, so you can see the importance of drinking that glass of water throughout the night. And as well, if you can, before you go to bed, drink some water again, if you are coherent enough to do so. Now, the next day is very, very important as well. When you get up, try to drink as much water as possible. I personally work on a rule that I will try to drink 3 litres of water as quickly as possible after waking up. Does that mean that I'm going to spend a lot of time in the toilet on the night out and the next morning? Oh God, yeah, in and out like there's no tomorrow. But that helps me get back to being a normal human being, functioning in society, and get back to my day, and it pushes away that hangover, which, to be honest, I can't really deal with. Now, that also helps is because when you're hungover, you're more likely to crave those, unhealthy foods. If we stay nice and hydrated, and we get hydrated as quickly as possible in the morning, that's going to get you feeling better as quickly as possible. As well as that, guys, try to keep working out during Christmas. Try to keep as much as possible to your normal routine. Now, yes, ideally you'll stay going to the gym as often as you do, but there are other things you can do. And we'll be sending you out a separate video on that with some tips and stuff you can do during Christmas, and a little Christmas challenge for a little bit of exercise you can do throughout Christmas. The key thing is to stay working out, or keep working out. But just because you're going to keep working out doesn't mean you're going to put pressure on yourself to meet various training goals. Of course, it's fantastic to have targets, be they the amount of conditioning you want to do, improving at that level, or gymnastics, or improving in strength, or whatever the case may be. But during Christmas, because the recovery isn't going to be as optimal as it could be due to maybe potentially less sleep from nights out, poor diet, hydration, the various things we talked already, therefore just focus on the fact that you worked out. And when you do work out, well done. It doesn't matter what scores you get, doesn't matter any of that, well done on working out. You are one step ahead of everyone else who were like, you know what, forget today. So just keep doing it that. Now, last thing to talk about is the big one, Christmas Day. I know it's great to log your food, and I've noticed you logging your food on Christmas Day, but if you do, don't let it affect future days. And what I mean by that is, personally, I don't think you should log your food on Christmas. I think you should just enjoy Christmas Day and get crazy. And I will eat a lot of crisps on Christmas Day. I'm a huge fan of crisps. Log your food if you want to though, but don't let it affect future days. So quite often when we're talking about logging food and we're talking about looking at that week as a whole, we will give you tips like, for example, if on Saturday night you go out for a meal and you eat a little bit more richer or a little richer, then you should balance that over the next couple of days so that you have that even calorie balance throughout the week. You get your appropriate amount of protein, carbs and fats, etc. Well, on Christmas Day, if you do log, don't let that affect the days going forward. Just log it because you want to log it, but then push to one side. Guys, I hope all that helps. Most importantly, keep in those little habits doing. Have a good time over Christmas. When you do good things, reward yourself for the good things. Congratulate yourself for the good things, like going to the gym, like eating those healthy meals. Don't come down hard on yourselves on the things that you don't do well. Okay, focus on the things that you've done well. That'll keep you in a good mindset, and hopefully you have a fantastic Christmas. Guys, I hope this guide to our Christmas survival guide helped. If you have any other questions, give me a shout. Miss you already.